Hello everybody and welcome to ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. My name's Dan and today we're going to be looking at this, that, these and those. These are demonstrative pronouns. Very important words in English because they help you to give clarity, context and precision with your everyday communications. And they also need to be spoken correctly. So just let's have a look at the pronunciation. You will notice, if you have a look at our pronunciation guide here, that the beginning of the word has the sound. So it's the teeth on the tongue, the. These, those, this, that. Okay, it's very important to get that right before we start. So, when do we use these words? Well, this and these are for this for one thing, these for many things, so more than one, two or more. And these are objects that are close to you, okay? So objects that are close to you, we use this and these. So for example, this is my coffee. These are my books. So one coffee, many books. So this is for objects that are close to you. So if you're talking about objects that are further away, then you will use that and those. So for example, that is the library. Those are the mountains. So this is very important that you get this distinction between what's close to you and what's far away. Now this line does tend to move, so it depends on your situation when you would use this. For example, you might say, for example, something like, that is my coffee, these are my books, but sometimes the second thing becomes those, just because it's the second thing in the line. So don't worry too much about that line between things, because actually it can move and it doesn't mean that you don't know what you're saying. This and that can also be used in conversation. So if you're saying something about beyond the physical proximity of something, you can use it to talk about a point currently being discussed. So for example, this is what I mean, or I agree with that. Okay, so you can use these words in order to make your point, which is very important. And people do this quite a lot. In fact, it's probably one of the most popular words you will use for this. Okay? Excuse me. So, these and those can be also used for abstract ideas. So, for example, these are challenging times. Or those were the best days of our life. Okay? Now, this is something that you will use, and I just use this then, when you're talking, and you will actually not notice that you're using them, but it's good to know. It's an important thing to know. So this and that can also be used as pronouns. So these are words that replace other parts of the sentence. So as you can see, we've got a couple of examples here. I started reading a book, and this has really helped me to relax. Just have a look at the word relax and how we say it, relax. I went to the cinema yesterday. That was really exciting. Okay, so this and that there replaces these previous things, so the cinema and the book. And this really gives us a sense of being able to refer to something else. And it's how we use it as a pronoun. Also remember that if you click the I at the top, you can download these slides and you can also take the quiz to make sure that you've remembered these things. You can also emphasize with that and those. So for example, you can say that was an amazing performance. You can push your stress on that. That was an amazing performance. These cookies you made are delicious. These cookies are delicious. So we can use these words to really emphasize something that's good or important or something you want to tell people about. Very important to know that that and those can also be used we can also use to emphasize this and these. So this pen or these books. So you can also use this and that in phone conversations. For example, hello, this is John. Or, hi, I heard that you're moving to New York. So these words are quite important for helping you along with your conversations in day-to-day life. So how do you find the use of this, that, these and those? Do you find it challenging? Maybe you can try with the pronunciation with me now. This, that, these, those. Remember what we said about the tongue on the teeth. This, that, these, those. Tell us about it in the comments, how you got on. And remember, you can still download that stuff online. You can go to the slides and you can take the test or the quiz.